Welcome back to the lab. Today on the bench, we have a Harmon Kardon HK725. This is the preamp for the Harmon Kardon system for my parents. What I know about this from what they told me is it works. It does function correctly. I know there's a couple LEDs burnt out. The green ones here are dead. I think the power LED still works. The volume pot is very scratchy, so we're going to need to clean that. Probably have a decent amount of push button switches to clean. So we'll clean that and then see if there's anything that gives us pause for concern. Do a ripple measurement on the power supply. Like I said, this is a single owner unit, so I don't expect there to be too much we have to do to it. So let's get it cracked open and see what's going on. Okay, as with the other unit, 2 screws in the back, 4 screws in the bottom. Oh, it's busier than the tuner. So, what do we have here? No, nothing's discolored. Nothing looks like it got too hot. Everything looks healthy. Nothing looks blown up. Caps look okay. Of course, we'll have to do some power supply measurements to figure that out. One of our spots of interest is down under here where those LEDs are. Those are probably going to be fun to get to. We'll have to unbury those. Get the front panel off and see if there's anything more that we can do. One thing to note is on the front panel on these, this big giant knob, this one, the way the panel's cut, it can stay on. This has to come off. All you do is you just pull it forward straight. They're just press fit on there, but you don't want to crack this plastic, so you just pull it forward and everything is good. So let me get this front panel off and I'll bring you guys back. Well, take a look at that. The LEDs aren't going to be too bad after all. They're on a little service board, so I got to pull this off and then pop that out, and then that will get those out. We'll see if they're LEDs or lamps. I think these are LEDs. If they are, that'll be great. Makes it easy. If they're lamps, we'll add a dropping resistor and put some LEDs in and let them be done. But the good news is we got plenty of room to work, so excellent. Let's see what we got. I'll pull one of those off. Of course, it's never easy. They're not LEDs. They're just lamps. How badly do we get messed up? Hopefully they're at least DC and not AC. AC would be hard. Wow. Oh. Yeah, those are on a 36 volt supply. Wow. What? Yep, 36 volt supply. Okay, so if I hit the defeat switch and I measure across the lamp, it's at 200 millivolts. If I hit the defeat switch and I measure across the lamp, 3619. Okay. All right. That's going to need one hell of a dropping resistor. Yeah, let me do some calculations. It'll be easy to swap these out to LEDs, but I wasn't expecting a 36 volt supply for a lamp. So, wow. All right. I'll be back. The voltage here was crazy high, and this didn't look like a high voltage bulb. So I was thinking it may be a current-based supply where it's current limited. So I hooked up the fluke and I did a current measurement between plus and minus, and I found out this is current limited to 33 milliamps. So even though I had 36 volts, the supply will only deliver 33 milliamps, so it's really soft. So I'm thinking about a 100 ohm resistor just to pull it down a little bit, and a green LED, and let's see what happens. Okay, I have the curve tracer set up. 100 volts. I don't need 100 watts. 6.6 watts is fine. 1 milliamp per division. Collectors all the way down. Let's see, 5 volts per division, 1 milliamp per division. And we're just going to check the, make sure we're not going to smoke out this resistor when we put everything in. Because I don't know what the forward voltage is of the LED. You can measure it, but I just fired up the curve tracer, so we'll turn it on. Let's see, get some. It's 5 volts per division. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So we're at 40 volts collector to emitter, which is the way the LED's hooked up. So we're above what the preamp can supply, but I'm at 1 milliamp per division vertical scale. So 1, 2, 3.5. So the LED is that bright at 3.5 milliamps at 36 volts. That dropping resistor is what we're going to run with. That will not even get warm, and that should be fine for a 1/4 watt resistor. So I need to add 10K dropper resistors for these green LEDs. Kick this back over to DC because I'll need to check the top side too. But let me get that installed. Alright, I'm ready to check the clean switches and everything like that. I've got the SG502 going into the aux input of the preamp. I've got the preamp coming out, right and left going into the scope, so we have right and left channels. And what I'm essentially looking for is noise on the control. So as I bring the volume control up, I don't want any kind of scratchy or anything like that. So you should see, alright, there's the sine wave starting to show up. It'll go into distortion. It actually goes into distortion pretty early. But that's also because it's a pretty stout signal going into the front end. Let's put a 10 dB pad on the signal. A little bit of distortion. Let's knock it back a little bit more. Another 20 dB pad. There we go. Actually, let's just do 40 dB and call it a day. No, too much. 20 dB. So with the signal cut down to quiet, we'll bump the scope up a little bit. And here we go. No distortion actually in the sine wave with the amp all the way up. So the preamp is all the way up, is all the way maxed out, and the sine wave still looks really nice. So let's check the balance control. Yeah. I'm triggering off of that channel. That's why the scope went kind of crazy, so that's expected. But yeah. No noise in the pots anymore. Everything cleaned up real nice. So this looks good. This unit was very well kept. Absolutely. I mean, I didn't even blow the dust out of this thing. When I opened it up, it was clean. It was that clean inside. So I took the magnifying glass over the switches, looked for cracked solder joints, things like that. If these are not stored correctly, cracked solder joints are a problem. This one didn't exhibit any of those issues. So I think this one is ready to go back into service. All that's left is the power amp after this, but I gotta wait on caps for that. So, oh, the LED mod. Let me move down to that. Here's what the glowing LEDs look like. I had to switch them out to 3mm LEDs from 5. The 5s didn't fit physically; they were just too big. So I put 3mm greens in there. This is actually, from what I remember growing up, this is what it looked like when it was running when I was a kid. So yeah, 3mm LEDs and a 10K resistor, and you can bring the lamps back, and they look real nice. So there we go. I'll get the covers buttoned up, and we'll go from there. Thanks for stopping by the lab. This was a short video because there wasn't much to this one. Didn't need much. This is up until it came down to the lab. This one was in use. Will go back to being in use once it goes back to my parents. So because this one's short, I'll release the videos real quick in succession. So I gotta wait for the caps to come in, and then we'll do the last installment, and this will go back to its owner. So I will see you guys in the next video. Take care for now.